it was a thrash, straight up.
Our season on Chelsea's car was difficult to say the least. We basically tested between media day and the main event at Long Beach.
The fact is, you got to run 3 cars, so whatever it takes to get there is what it takes.
But if you don't have the team and the preparation and the process to get it done, there's not even a chance for it.
It's a big claim to say you're the best. I think RTR is the best.
Joining the RTR team was a goal of mine for a long time.
We don't go into the mindset of not trying to win a championship, right? That's what we do.
Yeah, every time we went to the podium and won, it was a fight for it.
I wanted to come back with a bang, and we felt like this was the best way to do it.
It doesn't matter how much money you spend, it doesn't matter what car you build, you can do anything you want, and we were able to win it in Mustang.
I'm Vaughn Gittin Jr., and I am the president, founder, and visionary behind RTR Vehicles and a driver behind the wheel of our Formula Drift Mustangs, as well as our efforts in off-road racing. Wear a lot of hats, as I think most presidents do, but I think my favorite hat is that of being a professional fun haver. There was a ton of pressure on our team and myself competing, with the brand new Mustang just coming to market. Of course, we put a lot of that pressure on ourselves because we want to represent and we want to support Ford and the all-new Mustang that we fully believe in. We wanted to show, the changes that we made in the off-season by being a dominant force. But that being said, the pressure was high. We had very little time to build the vehicles. We had very little testing.
Honestly, the one year we got 1 and 2 in the championship, Vaughn asked me how I felt, and the first thing that I said was, "Where's my 3rd car?"
When I learned it was going to be a 3-car team, I was kind of surprised because I was just coming in, just started with RTR. Kind of excited though, because it means the company was moving to bigger things. So
yeah, just chaotic from the get-go. From getting 3 cars ready from a really short amount of time, throwing them together, getting them ready for testing.
Yeah, 100% more pressure was added. It was very challenging at the beginning and all throughout the year. I mean, our whole entire year was nothing but a challenge.
The 3 cars, that's 3 times the amount of everything, tires, fuel, and 3 times the amount of accidents we had. So.
And we had a lot of new in the team with taking on 3 cars. So not only did we have to build 1 new Mustang that didn't exist yet, we had to get 3 put together. So yeah, I think you could say there's a lot of pressure.
My name's Ray Shake, and I'm the technical director of RTR Motorsports.
I'm Dan Summer, AKA Danger Dan, and my role here is kind of a mix of everything.
my name is Bobby Young, and I work here at RTR as the shop fitter.
I'm Adam Gunther, also known as Trash or Trashman. My role here at RTR is carbon fiber.
My name is Chris Gifford, was crew chief for Chelsea DeNofa in the 2023 season. I run the paint and body shop.
My name is Shelby Craxton, and I am a mechanic at RTR Motorsports under James Dean's Formula Drift car.
My name is James Dean. I'm 3-time Formula Drift champion and driver of the AutoZone Ford Mustang RTR Spec 5 FD in Formula Drift.
James, you ready for this, buddy?
Man, feels good to be back.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah, so going into this year, there was definitely a lot of pressure for me personally because I was joining a brand new team. It was the launch of the new S650 Ford Mustang and a brand new chassis for me, a new team, so many different things. So there was definitely a lot of pressure on my side, but I was really excited to just get started. Joining the RTR team was a goal of mine for a long time because we've always looked up to this team and its professionalism, the cars, the team, the way the cars are presented, how reliable they are, how hard the team work to get everyone back on track no matter what happens. I truly believed even before joining the team that they were some of the most professional and experienced people on the grid. So for me, when the opportunity did arrive, I just had to say, let's try to make this happen. And like talking to Vaughn and the entire team before I ever joined, it was a really exciting journey for me.
Welcome to Long Beach. That's right. We are back at it like a track addict. And I'm Jared DeNofa.
So leading up to Long Beach, it was absolutely chaos. And traditionally it's not. I usually pride ourselves on being a team that's very calm, collected, has everything planned, but it was a thrash, straight up. Guys were here sleeping in the shop just to get it done. It was a massive undertaking. Many suppliers didn't deliver like they said that they would. In fact, we had to start our own in-house carbon shop.
We had to learn how to make molds, plugs, parts, and then still had to put all this together. It was a lot of damn work.
That was a challenge in itself, and then trying to get parts and anything else that was available for a car that wasn't even on the shelf. Good luck.
It was kind of a rush to get to the racetrack because we knew when we got to the racetrack we could focus on the cars, just the cars, and try to get the best possible outcome that we could possibly get this year.
So with James's car being right-hand drive, we had to kind of adapt to multiple different things. We had a different rack, which was kind of a different steering ratio, and 3 different drivers with 3 different styles. So making that work out for James was a little bit difficult in the beginning of the season, but I think we hit a stride about halfway through and got him dialed in, and James is one of the best drivers in the world, so that's how he adapted.
Just getting downtown Long Beach for media day. Cars are getting ready. Drivers should be ready.
What's up, everybody? I'm Chelsea DeNofa, driver of the 2024 Ford Mustang RTR Spec 5 FD.
My name is Adam LZ and I drive on the Formula Drift Team for RTR.
So seeing my S650 FD car for the first time, it was really cool. When they were building everything out, I was like, I don't know if this is gonna work. Like, this looks weird. Like, I don't know about that. And then when I saw the car for the first time, I was like, oh man, this is sweet. It's dialed. It looks way better than I thought. The front end is sick. My livery from the previous year, we changed just a couple things because I wanted to keep it very similar so that we could grow that brand a little bit more and that look and feel. And it translated really, really well on the new body.
I was super excited when I got to see the new S650 RTR 4FD. The carbon, the front end specifically is so angry, so aggressive. Even the new carbon dashes. Now don't get me wrong, I love the look of the S550, but I feel like we definitely stepped it up a notch. Not only with looks, but also with that like pro high-end race car feel.
So watching the Ford Mustang in previous years compete in Formula Drift, I had no idea what this machine was going to be like to drive. For me personally, it looked like it was going to be a wild style because these cars have a lot of action on track with 3 wheels. 3-wheel motion, 1 wheel off the ground a lot, big transitions, huge angle. But I was super excited to give it my first shot.
So when I first drove the all-new Mustang RTR Spec 5 FD, my mind was just absolutely blown. The reason why I came back to Formula Drift was because the new Mustang was coming. I knew what the changes were going to be. I saw what the car looked like, and I was like, there's no way that I'm watching this from the outside. Like, I need to go drive this car too. So that's what really got me back, was just that passion and interest to be out there representing the new Mustang, but also feeling what the team had developed in a competition setting. And the new Mustang, look at this thing. Look at those. They are so badass. I could not sit back and not throw down this year. All right, it's game day. About to do the first practice laps out there. Made a few changes on the cars last night just to get ready for battle today.
I think the biggest fear that I had going into Long Beach with the S650 chassis was how putting all these cars together in the last like 2 days before FD kind of played out. The team did a phenomenal job. It showed up, it worked, the cars did awesome. But I think leading up to Long Beach, I was more concerned about having a car that was reliable and all of us working together with a synergy that actually was able to win with.
Yeah, every time we went to the podium and won, it was a fight for it.
I don't know, man, the year to me was a continuation of challenges with successes to despairs back to successes, and then you throw in the mix of like totaled cars in between, and then that's pretty much our year, right?
We basically tested between media day and the main event at Long Beach for James, like his first time really driving the car. So it was definitely scary. I knew the chassis would work, but the off-season time, it was tight. It was super tight. But it does show that the guys, like with how hard it was and how much effort they had to put into it, they were able to get it done.
So at FD, I was working on Chelsea's team with Giffy. Giffy was the crew chief, and basically I was there to set up all the cars beforehand, and then at the track, I was solely on Chelsea's car. And we had one heck of a season, and trying to cobble everything back together through many accidents and hard-fought battles. So
it's just a lot of work, man. It just is what it is. So if you are told you're running 3 cars for Long Beach, that's just a fact. The fact is you got to run 3 cars. So whatever it takes to get there is what it takes.
Leading up to Long Beach, I'd say if there was any concern, it was just getting more seat time in the car. Hopping back in the Mustang can take some adjustment for me, but I am lucky to have such a great team that is able to set up the car so I know exactly what I'm getting, exactly what to expect.
We had tons of new suspension, new tricks up our sleeve, and preparing the first, right-hand drive Ford Mustang for James Dean. It was absolutely crazy.
And then we had the wreck in Long Beach of what totaled Adam's car, second day they were there. So, it was like challenge after challenge after challenge.
When Adam wrecked his car and we was able to take and turn that car around and then see Adam come back out and drive that after we put that together, I felt like, these cars, would definitely be competitive. I didn't think we would be as dominant as we would end up being this year. But
we managed to start really strong, actually, considering the amount of testing we had. We managed to qualify second, which was amazing for me and even higher than what I was expecting. And we finished top 8 in the end. So I couldn't think of a better place to start with a new car and a new team.
So here we go, stepping outside of their vehicles. And your winner here at round 2 of the Formula Drift Pro Championship, celebrating 20 years of Road Atlanta, unanimously is Vodkin Jr. Vodkin Jr. gets the win.
This year was very different. In 2022, I went to a few rounds to support the team, specifically support Adam, and I was just a sole team owner, watching a lot from the house with my kids and enjoying the sport and our team from afar. This year, it was like this balance of teammate, team owner for 4 rounds, and then team owner for 4 rounds.
Yeah, so I had an average start to the season. In Atlanta, I lost a motor and didn't get any practice and went into battles, and then had some difficulty understanding what my spotter was trying to relay and overdrove the car. Didn't really need to.
honestly, my expectations this season, knowing that we were handed 3 cars, a new driver, and a bunch of new people on the team, I didn't really see us dominating like we did.
And you had Vaughn come out the gate, take Atlanta, then Chelsea come, take it, and then Adam getting his first win. You know, and like for me personally, I crew chief the 25 and the 5 car, so to take 2 different drivers and put them on the top step at 2 different events was a personal goal and a personal thing that I was very proud of, right?
You know, Atlanta, seeing Vaughn, you know, go straight to a podium on it, and then Orlando with Chelsea, that was like, man, seeing that happen was just like, yeah, we've got something, so.
Anytime it felt like it was easy, wasn't gonna be a good day. Anytime that it was very, very difficult, which was pretty much every round, we knew that Chelsea would bring it out and win.
So yeah, I went into the wall really hard in Orlando, wrecked the car pretty solid. It was a good hit. Most of the left side of the car was destroyed. He got into the wall in front of me. I ended up hitting him, going around him, bouncing back into the wall again, getting hit by him again. It was a bit of a mess. It wasn't like a big G hit or anything like for me, like I was fine, but it broke a ton of stuff on the car.
Chelsea crashed in practice, which was a really bad crash, and it was hard to get back, but then we had another crash immediately after, and that was probably the hardest fought battle we had throughout the entire season, in my opinion.
Chelsea in Orlando, after he made that big hit, he wasn't feeling good. So I remember there was a point where we didn't want to get flashlights near his eyes because it was hurting his brain. But yeah, he was hurt. That was one where we were just trying to basically get through, and then we had a different outcome. It was just something nobody thought it was going to happen. Like it came down
to the last second of our timeout. And I mean, Giffy was waiting, and I was screaming wheel, and he got bang, bang, bang on the ground. We got him out there, and he won. That was incredible. That was personally my favorite moment of the season. And I think it's just a testament to his mental game.
I mean, there was so many feats this year of our team, the wins, the cars that literally looked totaled. I mean, you see him dragging a Mustang off the track, and I was like, no way that's getting back on the track. Chelsea and Orlando, literally on paper totaled, and he goes on to win the event.
The team did an awesome job over the course of the next 2 hours, basically rebuilding the entire front suspension, clearancing the frame for the headers because of everything moving, and lots of little details to get the car back perfect, and it was good enough to take that thing all the way to the win after that.
Yeah, absolutely. We were in the trenches today, and the team won. That's it. This was a war today. Absolutely.
Jr. won the second. Chelsea DeNofa won in Orlando, and your winner here for the first time ever unanimously is.
Englishtown was crazy. That track for me, I've turned quite a few laps on it. I felt really, really good in practice with the car, and I was just having a blast. I had all my friends from Connecticut there watching. I was putting on a show, trying to drive as hard as I could in practice, rubbing doors. Competition felt just like practice, and I can say confidently that when I took out my teammate Chelsea, I knew that I had everything I needed to get to the top. He's always been my kryptonite whenever I line up against him. He's an incredible driver. I think he's one of the best in the world. But once I got through him, I knew I was taking it all the way home.
So going into Jersey off of a win in Orlando is sweet. That track is a little bit difficult. The cars are a bit to handle on the track. The track itself is pretty easy. It's not difficult, but it's really bumpy and it has different surface changes and it makes it really tough to drive the car there.
In New Jersey, heavy throttle commitment definitely made it a lot easier for me to get the Mustang around the track how I needed to. The previous year, I had some challenges with the last corner and the car over-rowing a bit. Heavy throttle commitment fixed that, and one thing that did help a lot is that I had just driven there and another one of my cars that is a bit lower powered, so I got very used to driving the track full throttle. So hopping in the car where everything's scaled up, more grip, more power, I was able to kind of replicate those same laps just a lot faster.
The real first place is better, so go get the top spot.
No matter what, we get a free bottle of champagne tonight.
That's right, man.
That's right.
I actually lost in top 16 against Adam. On the flip side of that, I got to go up into the tower in top 16, or from top 16 on, and watch Adam go all the way to the finals and win the event, which was sick. He was driving like a maniac. I feel like afterwards he was like, oh, I beat you. I said, there's like no way I'm gonna lose to anybody else now. And it kind of felt good, but I was laughing about it too, because like it clearly gave him some sort of confidence to just back it in and drive like a maniac. And like I kept yelling at the lap of him driving, going like, just calm down a little bit, you're over driving this thing. And my teammates were all laughing, because like that's what we do for you all the time, like just calm down. But he kept pulling it off over and over and over again. And even though there might have been a couple small mistakes here and there, him driving super hard just elevated the run high enough to just get him to the win every time. And it was super obvious that he was going all the way to the podium and winning. And when he won, I was like unbelievably stoked for him to get a win, especially in the new Mustang.
Orlando, and your winner here for the first time ever, unanimously, is Adam.
We're out, top 8.
Applause for these three maniacs. You're going to hear tonight, round 7. Your pro championship champion, Easy Racing Chelsea DeNofa!
Well, sometimes you win, sometimes you lose. Sometimes you smash the out of the wall, Irwindale.
So we're at the end of the year, it's Irwindale. I'm doing my last lap of practice, and as they say, if you're thinking of doing just one more lap, maybe think about it twice. I took off the line, everything is feeling really normal. I'm high on the bank, transitioning through that inner clip, and then I transition to the inside bank, get on the handbrake for a second to set myself up for the last wall, and the next thing I got hit onto the left wheel and sent flying into the wall. I remember going up along the wall, and I just saw the car go from like level to 90 degrees, and that's when I closed my eyes. I knew it was going to be a big one.
I saw James' car, literally his roof, like just fly by the fence. And so I ran down here, and basically what happened was he was having a great run, and Matt Field just smashed into him. He got in the wall, car went up on its side, and it is messed up.
When that car came on the tow truck, everyone was freaking out, but I was kind of like, shit, we don't have that much to replace, do we?
Proudest moment of the season was James Dean's car going from wall riding the roof to ready to make a qualifying lap.
I thought we were done. I thought it was over for the weekend, and I was sickened because in the previous weeks, I was really preparing for Irwindale. I wanted to get my first win at Irwindale, but Vaughn said, let's watch this team get that car back on track for qualifying. Now remember, this is the last lap. Qualifying is starting in 30 minutes, and I was probably going to be up in the next 90 minutes for qualifying, so I didn't think it was possible. I knew I was in pain, so we put ice on my shoulder. I took some painkillers. So anyway, I was getting really close to my qualifying slot. The team left the car down after jacks, and I said, look, let's just try it.
It was amazing to see it come back together when it did, and when he threw down that lap, man, yeah, it made everything just feel amazing.
Yeah, it's gonna be wild. This car looks so beat up. Here we go. Are you not entertained? Come on, man. This guy just went to the wall. He went airborne. That front left brake, he works his way into the wall. I've already seen this wall before, and I'm gonna conquer it. I'm gonna tame the beast. James the Machine Dean puts the run together.
That was some badass right there. That was badass.
So knowing I was going to step away from Formula Drift definitely made it interesting in terms of going into the last round. I announced it beforehand, and it was kind of one of those things where I need to win the championship, because if I don't, I will probably need to come back at some point.
You know, Chelsea and I have been talking about his departure from Formula Drift for a number of years. And, you know, I think we were able to extend him a couple years by, you know, some challenges and development of the cars and things like that. And it became very clear that this was the right thing for him. And I was fully supportive. You know, for me, with everyone that I touch and all of our team, I just want them to be doing what they're here for, what their purpose is. And, you know, the thing I asked was, Chelsea, give it 110% all the way to the end, and he sure as hell did. And it was absolutely epic to watch it.
I was really confident. I was like, I know I still need to do this. A lot of people were looking at the math and letting me know what needed to happen, and I'm like, I'm just gonna go all the way and win the event. Like, so I pulled to Irwindale, and I'm like running practice, and I'm ripping, and I'm turning some laps, and I'm, you know, driving hard and doing what I need to do. And like, I was like, I've got it unlocked. Like, this is perfect. Like, I've done everything I need to do. I'm filling all the zones. And like, I was really excited, like going into my top 32 practice, which is tandem practice. I had some of the best runs I've ever had at Irwindale, ever. And I remember coming out of the car being like, dude, that's it. I packed it up like 30 minutes before the event was over, like, or the practice was over. They were still driving, and I'm like, we're good. And then going into top 32, I pull up to the line to do my burnout, and I have no power. Like, I'm down all the nitrous.
So the nitrous followed us into Irwindale, and I told him, hey man, sorry, you got what you got.
So to lose in top 32 was super tough, especially because I just came off a practice where I'm like, no one has a chance. I'm about to body everybody in here. Yeah, it was funny because I pulled up to the line, and Vaughn's like, I could see him like basically crying, because he's like, this is how it would go with Chelsea. Like, because he always wants to give me the best car that I could possibly have and the best odds of winning. But on my last run, I knew I had already blown it and I had lost, so I just dove through the inner cliff and just drove up on Kristaps' door and finished the run, pushing his door in all the way around the track, because I was never going to let my last run at FD not be ridiculous at that point. But I ended up losing it, and it ended up going to the fact that some people had to knock other drivers out in order for me to win the championship. And Chris was able to do that pretty early, so we locked the championship down like right away in top 16, which was really cool. The excitement was awesome. I was really thankful to lock it down that early so that I had some time to like collect myself and not be so stoked and emotional about it before the podium and the championship celebration. Because it was like a lot. It was crazy.
Here we go, here we go, here we go.
It didn't seem that important to me at the time, because we're just doing what we do and we're fighting for it and trying to win every battle. But it was one of those things where like all of it came at once. It's like, you've been doing this for this long, we finally did it, and the team did it. Like, we've been fighting for so long for it, so it was really rad to experience it, especially with the team that we did with.
Without further ado, this driver again just loves hip hop, he loves pizza, he loves his wife, he loves dogs, and we're gonna love and miss him at the same time in Formula Drift. We bid you adieu, but damn, what a way to go out, bro. Congratulations to your 2023 Formula Drift champion, Pound the Pennzoil, BC Racing, RTR, Ford Mustang, RS Spec 5 FD, Chelsea DeNofa!
So winning the championship in the S650, oddly enough for me, is the biggest feat of all of it, because it is one of the most wild and difficult cars to tame. Because we want to be competitive, and because of what we're doing and the way we set the cars up, and how hard we have to drive them, it is very, very rewarding to be able to win in these cars. And being able to do that for Ford in a new car, there are tons of effort and all these improvements that they've made. Everybody that works at Ford, from the design team, from the engineering team, from the sales team, to the marketing team, like everybody was pushing to have this car be the best car in its class. And like, we really did show that. I was saying earlier about, like, you can choose any car to drive in Formula Drift, right? So anyone can build anything that they want in any type of chassis or any type of thing. And for the Mustang to be able to win that is just huge. I think it's really shows that it doesn't matter how much money you spend, it doesn't matter what car you build, like any of those things, you can do anything you want. And we were able to win it in Mustang.
This is it. This is like everything for the rest of my life. The first thing that goes under my name is Formula Drift Champion. And like, that shit is the best. And like, I owe it to everyone here why I'm able to do this. You know, when I have a bad weekend or a good weekend, you guys are there to give me the vibes and keep me going through this. And I can't wait to share what I'm doing in the future and gonna drive like a maniac like I always wanted to and have a good time. So thank you guys so much.
So in addition to the Formula Drift Championship that we won, we also earned the Manufacturer's Cup for Ford with all those amazing results on the track. What a huge accomplishment, right? We're the only Ford team out there. Some of the competitor OEMs have 5, 6 vehicles out there. And so for us to, with 3 cars, bring that home for Ford is just amazing.
So I think going into next year, for the team to carry this momentum coming off this year's success, winning the Constructors' Championship, Chelsea winning the championship, so much great things have happened this year, but to carry it on, we just all need to stay motivated. I know the team are working super hard back in the RTR lab, getting new chassis prepared, a lot of work going on behind the scenes.
I mean, it was an amazing year. Like, if anybody would have told us this was going to be the outcome, we would have told you you're full of it. But
so 2023 season, I mean, kind of speaks for itself. We pretty much dominated, and I don't think it's going to change next year. I think we're going to bring it again.
I think next year, people are going to have to really start worrying, man, because we might have some new faces aboard, but there's going to be a whole other challenge, and that's just everybody else versus us.
My journey's just beginning, man. Like, I'm so excited to push myself, and I only got to show a little bit of what I can do. So I'm really excited to push and show my full potential.
So, and we're definitely going to be moving forward in 2024 for sure.
It's a big claim to say you're the best. I think RTR is the best. The results show that, but not only on the track, also in the pits. The setup looks professional, the team is extremely professional, everyone is experts in their own craft. It's a well-organized, well-oiled machine, and everyone from the outside can definitely see that too.
Goals for 24. Well, if I'm totally honest, there's only one goal for me, and that's to get that championship back. We've had 1 year to get comfy in the car. We're making changes over the off-season to get more comfortable going into next year. I know I can do it, I've done it before, and I am hungry to get that 24 title.
I think this year what we're going to main focus on is getting James on that podium as much as we can, and making sure we get him the best possible chances that we can to get him to fight for a championship.
Yeah, I'm excited to hit the track, but I'm always excited to hit the track. I'm not going to do too much different. Nothing I can talk about on this interview. We'll talk about this next year when we hopefully do the same thing.
So wrapping up the most unbelievable year competing in Formula Drift, like literally beyond what dreams can dream, we are faced with, well, how do we do it better next year? You know, we won't have Chelsea behind the wheel. We will have James. I will be at some rounds. We have a new driver that we're bringing on. And how do we beat last year? I don't have an answer to that. It's going to be super hard, but I can assure you it's going to be extremely fun for us and extremely fun for you guys to watch. So thank you all very much for the love and support, and know that we're going to do our damnedest to bring it and come in swinging in 2024. Let's get it. Whoa!
killer job. Really happy with everybody pulling it together today. Round of applause. All right, pack our shit in the f***ing trailer.